Hey artists, today we're going to make a paper mache ice cream sundae, and we're going to use model magic to make some whipped cream and a cherry on top. Follow along with me and I'll show you how to create your very own ice cream sundae. All right, to get started you want to put your name on the bottom of your bowl. And we're going to paint the bowl a solid color. It could be a couple different solid colors, but we're just going to paint to get our bowl nice and decorative. I don't need to paint this bottom area since that's where my name's at, but I'll go ahead and finish painting the bottom part of my bowl. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to paint this top area and the inside a solid color. Okay, I added a solid color. Well, I did the yellow with a little bit of turquoise around the edge, and I did the bottom half with the blue. Now we can go ahead and take the paint, and if you want, you could just add some little line designs, some polka dots or lines, just to make your little ice cream dish a little more fun. So I might put some little stripes. It's up to you, just kind of add some decoration. And once you're satisfied with your bowl, then it's time for us to use the paper mache to create the ice cream itself. We're going to do 3 scoops, so you'll be thinking of 3 different flavors you would like to make. All right, I added some lines and dots to kind of decorate my ice cream dish, and I'm going to set it off to the side to dry. Now you're going to take a piece of foil, and we are going to use colored paper for our paper mache. That way we don't have to paint it. Now my paper mache paste has gotten a little thick on top here, but I'm just going to kind of push that to the side. And we are going to use the paste to help our paper stick together. Okay, so I'm going to dip down into this paste, and it gets the paper wet, and then I kind of squeegee it off with my hand. And then I'm going to wrap around the piece of foil, and then I have to kind of push it so it sticks together. This first couple of pieces are hard, they want to fall off, so we just kind of let that relax. Go back over here to our paste, which is just kind of like a thick water. We're going to squeegee that off, and we're going to wrap it around this way. Perfect. Okay, now I've got kind of a T shape going. I wrapped one piece this way and one piece this way. My goal is to try to cover all of the foil with the paper. So now I'm going to go this way, across and around. Got it. I kind of dip the paper down in there. And squeeze it off with my fingers. And wrap around the next piece. I still see the foil, so I've got to just keep on wrapping this. Okay, once we get it all wrapped up, then we want to take one little piece of paper, and with a permanent marker we're going to write our name, and we're going to put that on the bottom of our ice cream scoop to make sure it doesn't get lost. We want to make sure we get our own scoop back. Whew. Okay, I still see some open gaps here. I'm going to go around trying to pull it tight. Got one more. Okay. Then now that it's wet, you can kind of take your hands and push around any of these gaps. We can kind of push and squish the wet paper down so it starts staying in a nice circle. So where this was bumped up, I'm pushing it down. I probably need to add a couple more pieces of paper where I see some gaps that have sprung up. And then I'll be ready to add my name. I might go this way this time, across that gap. All right. The next thing I'm gonna do, kind of wedge it together. You can take some of the paste with your fingers and just kind of rub it around to really get the paper nice and wet and sticky, so it's kind of sticking down. I see a little spot there. I'm gonna go ahead and cover up. But once you have that ready, I'm gonna wipe your hand off. Write your name. And we're just gonna rip that little piece, get that nice and wet so it'll stick. And I'm gonna carefully put my name on here so when I set this out to dry, it doesn't get lost. We're gonna make 3 different paper mache scoops. All right, we've got our nice bowl all dry and ready to go. I got 3 scoops of ice cream. It's time to start gluing them down. So I'm gonna put kind of a generous amount of glue in the bowl, and I'm going to glue down my first circle. Then I'm going to put some glue right here. You got to have a pretty good amount. And I'm going to add the second scoop. I'm going to kind of push it down so it sits. And now it's time for my little top scoop. Put the glue and scoop number 3. And you can see we've got our 3 scoops of ice cream in our dish. Oh, I see a little piece of my paper coming up. I'm gonna glue that down too. Okay, once you have all 3 scoops glued together in your dish, it's time for us to add our chocolate syrup, which is paint and glue that we put together. So you can kind of just drizzle that over the top till it starts to kind of go down. This is fun looking. Uh-oh, I might have a clog. And if that happens, we will just pour it out a little differently. All right, we want it to go kind of drizzle down over the ice cream into the dish. Perfect. That looks like real chocolate sauce. Okay, now that that's drizzling over the top, we're gonna let that dry a little bit, and then we can also begin working on our whipped cream and cherry. Alrighty, for some reason the video is giving me trouble and it missed how I showed us how we did the whipped cream and the cherry, so I'll show you right here. We put some Model Magic with a little bit of water just to kind of make it a little squishier. We put it in a plastic sandwich bag and cut the end off. On top of the ice cream, I took the bag and I just did a quick squirt and kind of a push, push, push. And that gave us that whipped creamy look on top of the ice cream. And then the next thing that we did is we took a little piece of our red Model Magic and we roll it into a circle. So just take a little piece, roll it into that circle shape. And once you have a nice little circle shape, you're going to poke just a quick little hole into the Model Magic. Then you're going to take one more little tiny drop of the Model Magic in red and just roll out a skinny, skinny snake. And put that skinny snake into your little tiny hole, and then that's going to be your cherry shape. You'll take that cherry shape and set it right on top of your Model Magic whipped cream and give it a little push. And there you have this amazing cherry on top of your whipped cream, and you place that carefully on top of your ice cream. And that's how we're going to finish these amazing paper mache ice cream stacks. I can't wait to see the one that you create.